I'm alone. I'm here alone, speaking into a microphone, because scheduling is the evil master that ruins lives. So, you've just got me for the last of our Essen sessions, and we open with the fabulous Polish publisher Board and Dice. So, here we are, day one again, and I'm here with...
Irek Huszcza.
I didn't want to do it myself.
Yeah, I know, it's nasty name, sorry.
No, I'm sure it's not nasty in Poland, right?
In Poland, no, but it's very specific for English language players or our partners, because all this sh is like, for you it's like wind in the leaves.
Right.
But it's normal in Poland. People from US even call me Eric. This is like a shorter version of my full name.
Okay, what's your full name? Irek?
Ireneusz is the full name. The shorter version is Irek, and people from US call me Eric.
So, anyway, before we get bogged down with people's names...
Yeah, exactly.
Eric is the CEO, managing director...
I am one of co-owners of Board and Dice.
Board and Dice. And Board and Dice are a Polish company?
Yes, this is a fully Polish company. We have 3 owners of this company. I am the first one. We have also Filip Głowacz. He's the second one. He's a creative spirit in our team. And we have also one guy who is investing money in our company.
Everyone needs money.
Of course.
Me more than most people.
Yeah.
So, what are you bringing out this year at Essen?
This year in Essen we have Multi-Universum and Multi-Universum Project Cthulhu. So this is Multi-Universum. This is a base game about being a crazy scientist in CERN who had made a little accident while doing some extra stuff by building a time machine. And they have built a machine which opened portals to other realities. And these realities are a little bit crazy. You have some onion man coming out, some jelly gummy bears also coming out with knife, and he wants to kill you, some crazy Lego stuff. And you have to close these portals, but you have to gain more information as a samples from these worlds, and you gain points for them. Collecting these cards, you will have more points if you collect the same symbols, 3 the same symbols on the portals, or 5 different ones. So this is the main goal of the game. This is fully card game. And the Project Cthulhu is an expansion to this game. We have kickstarted this expansion about a month ago. Yeah, about a month ago. And it also adds 20 new cards to the game, portal cards, also all in Cthulhu theme, but also changes the mechanics. The game changes the mechanics, give you the new look on the multi-universum. You can do new actions. So this is not only new cards you put to world tile, to world cards, but also a bunch of new mechanics. So these are our new games. We have also The Exile Siege.
Yep. This
is game from Mateusz Albrecht, and also cool game about this is tower defense game. Very, very nice game. I guess we have sold maybe the most copies from our car we have bring to the Essen. We have bring about 200 copies, and after day one they already almost been sold.
Fantastic. So I know you as the company that makes games about beer.
Yes, we started from games about beer. 3 years ago in Poland we thought that okay, let's do a game about brewing beer, but not only easy game, not the easy game. And we have made Piwne Imperium, Beer Empire version 1.
Okay.
It was released only in Poland, only in Polish language, in very short print. After that, we had Dice Brewing, next game about beer. And this game was worldwide. It was released worldwide. It sold very good. We sold this game in Europe, in US, also in Asia. So it's really a good seller right now. And right now, Beer Empire, the new Beer Empire.
The new version.
Yeah.
So is
Is it very different from the first version?
Totally different. It's totally different game because in first Beer Empire, the main thing was to name the beer during the process, the beer process. Some people like it, some don't. But after 2 years, we thought that we should do something better, and now we are giving a chance to people to build their beers as well. So you are a brewmaster. You are creating this beer by putting the elements that gives you more flavor or more color to the beer, and this have an influence to the market because market wants, for example, a lager right now.
Yeah.
So if you produce lager in your brewery, you will gain more points. You can gain more points because we have several markets on the board, and with your cups, you can put your cups on the tiles, and you will decide in which market you want to be involved in. So this game is a complex one, and each element is very complex. Is very depending on what you see on the board. For example, we have Beer Fest. There we have guys who are judging your beer. So you need to fit your beer to their
criteria.
Yeah, exactly. But they can be totally different than market. So you have to think what is the best for you in strategy for this round or the next round. So you want to gain more in the festival or more in the markets. So this is quite complex game.
So when is Beer Empire? It's going on Kickstarter, right?
Yeah.
When's that going to be?
Right now it's on Kickstarter. So backers, if you want to be a part of our project, we want to invite you to this. The game will be released in the end of the first quarter 2017. So in April, in the first week of April, we think the game will be in backers' hands.
So friends of the podcast are some of the people from Dice Amy Games who are part of Greater Than Games. Can you give us a brief explanation of your relationship?
Greater Than Games is our partner from US. They have released our exoplanets in North America, also made a Kickstarter, very successful Kickstarter in US. And we are cooperating in many different fields. For example, right now we have imported from US the Brewcrafter, the Traveler's game, the Traveler card game. Sorry,
I can recommend it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a very good game, and we are the main and only distributor of this game in Europe. So we are building some kind of bridge between US and Europe to release good games. They want to release some of our games there, and we want to do the same here in Europe.
So, just one final question. Board gaming is becoming more and more professionalized.
That's a fact.
Many more companies, and there's much more money, I guess, now. I mean, what is your opinion on this? Do you think it's a good thing, a bad thing? Does this lay somewhere in the middle?
Well, we are two guys with Philip who made games from idea, and then we have built a publishing house. So I think it's quite natural when you are growing, you have to professionalize your business. And today I think good board games need a lot of involvement of different people. So I think it's a quite good thing that board games are becoming more and more professional, because we are collectors. I am board gamer as well. I'm not only selling games. I love board games. I love to have them on my shelves. I love to play them every weekend. And I am a collector. I love to have beautiful stuff on my table and in my shelves. So unfortunately, today, beautiful stuff have to cost some money. And to get this money, you have to be a professionalist.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for giving over your time when you're obviously very busy. And
thank you very much as well.
I look forward to playing a bit of Beer Empire.
Yeah, so here we have a table, and I hope you will have a chance to see how it plays. Thank you. Thank you, guys, and once more, we want to invite you to our Kickstarter and support Beer Empire. Thank you.
At?
Excuse me?
What website should we go to get
website Kickstarter. This is search for Kickstarter Beer Empire, the board game.
And your
and our website is boardanddice.com.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Never let us say that we don't represent the rest of the world, and the Middle East here is represented by the fabulous Pini Shekhter of Golden Egg Games.
Day 1, Essen. Very exciting. I'm here with Pini Shekhter, is that correct?
Oh yeah, that's the way you pronounce it.
That's brilliant.
English speakers, yeah.
How do you pronounce it?
Shekhter.
Shekhter.
Yeah, that's good.
Is that the more Hebrew sort of thing?
Oh yeah. You need to go with a mucus in the throat.
Well,
yeah.
I speak German, so there's a lot of
you
that.
have that.
There's a lot of that in German too. So, we're here in the hall, and you're working at the
Golden Egg Games booth. Yeah.
Exactly. And so, firstly, tell us a bit about Golden Egg. Tell us about the company, how they got together. You're friends with the CEO, right?
Yeah, so basically Elad, the CEO of the company, he actually brought it to life, to publish his own designs. But in recent years, they started working with other designers, just getting other people's works combined with his, and he's a co-designer of mine in some games. And some games I sold my own designs. And right now, about once a week, we work together. We sit together either to develop or to shoot some ideas for new stuff. So it's not a big company. Most of the people that work for us are like freelancers. We don't have a lot of in-house people working. But we're trying to expand a lot. I think next year we're going to try to go for 4 games.
Wow. How many this year?
This year it's only 1.
Wow.
Because we're building up. We're building up for next year. That's a lot of development work. And we had to postpone some things in order to have like 1 year that's going to be like really good, like to break through a lot of the barriers that exist. Yeah. I think I really like working at this company, for this company, let's say, because it's small. Because you don't feel like you're working for this big conglomerate.
Faceless corporation.
So many of those. Yeah. not many of those, but...
apart from Asmodee, I guess they don't really exist in board games.
Oh, right now, no. But I can say that that's the only company that actually works from Israel that publishes hobby games. I mean, we have some companies that sell, that make kids games and stuff like that, but hobby games, that's, for the best of my knowledge, that's the only one that does it. And that's why the first time I went and said, okay, I'm going to get my designs out, I went to Elad first. That's so natural.
You're based where?
I'm based in Israel as well.
Tel Aviv or what?
Haifa.
Haifa, okay.
It's like the 3rd most known city in Israel.
I know it because of the football team, Maccabi Haifa.
Oh, yeah.
They're terrible at football.
Oh, terrible. Well, we're all terrible at football. Sports in general.
Oh, no. Yossi Ben Ayoun.
Oh, my
was
God.
Amazing.
He's from Maccabi Haifa.
Yeah, well,
he started there.
I'm a Liverpool fan. He played for Liverpool.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Very underrated, Yossi.
Yeah.
So tell us about Edge of Humanity. This is your game. This is your first published design, right?
Yeah, it's not published yet. It's going to be published in the middle of next year, middle of 2017. And basically this game is me getting upset about deck builders a little bit.
Okay.
And wanting to get something that's based on deck building but is a lot different. So we call this system a dynamic deck.
Okay.
And this is because you have a very distinct phase in this game that does not exist in other games, where we call it the trade phase. Because this is a post-apocalyptic game. Edge of Humanity sounds post-apocalyptic enough. And the point is, you actually need to play with your cards in order to get new cards. So you're trashing and getting cards all the time. So basically, you will never finish at the game with something that even resembles your initial deck.
Oh, okay. So you cycle through all the stuff.
You cycle for everything, and I mean, it's post-apocalyptic scenery. Yeah. So you cannot buy stuff with money. Money means nothing.
Right.
So you have to trade. So you're basically giving away supplies or teaching someone skills to get different stuff, or like plans for a safe house. and you're trying to save different survivors that you meet along the way. So every time you shuffle your deck, you get a survivor card.
Okay.
And basically, it gets stuck in your deck until you save the survivor.
And are they? So when you save them, you get
You get points if it's some survivor that has a special ability. For example, the scout can help you look at future events.
Okay.
And at that point, I want to say something about the event deck, which is also something we kind of developed. We have something we call the scenario and the scenery.
Okay.
So you mix up the scenery, which can be a ruined city or a forest or the wasteland, and then you choose your scenario, which is basically why did the world go nuts and destroy whatever.
You can use bad words.
Oh, okay.
Go to shit.
Shit. Okay. Why is the world so fucked up?
Brexit is my
Okay.
guess.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
So you have one of them is Brexit, the other one is Donald Trump. No, and
you need a Brexit card.
oh yeah, and either you choose either of those two, which do not really exist, or like an alien invasion, like Rise of the Machine. So you can basically build your own game with the event deck, and you have a redundancy of cards, so you can shuffle them up, choose random ones from this event deck, and each event style, so either the city or the scenario, you choose one of each, and you can build a different game every time you play.
That sounds amazing.
So every time, I mean, the survivors are the same ones. We have some survivors that are related to certain events. So like,
So we find ourselves again with Pini Shekhter.
oh my God.
He had to stop the interview for some reason. It was literally nothing to do with me.
I had to help you pee. That's what I think it was.
And it's amazing.
Yeah,
Sometimes Israel gets a bad press.
I know.
But, the first Israeli I've met here literally just helped me urinate.
Oh yeah.
And
we're helpful people.
I barely saw him sniff his fingers afterwards. It was
Oh, no.
It was an amazing thing.
Just a little bit.
Let's talk about Essen.
Yep.
Your experience with Essen. I assume this is not your first time.
It's not my first time, no.
So, but is this your first time demoing one of your games? Is this your first time working with Golden Egg?
No, I worked with Golden Egg before in Essen, but that's because 2017 is the year that my games are going to be published.
Right.
Then that's the first time that I can actually see my own game.
Right.
So I saw pictures of this from Gen Con, but I've never seen this copy, which is just a demo copy.
So for all
but
those
crazy.
aspirational people who may be listening,
Oh, yeah.
who've got games that they want to get published and stuff, how cool is it when your game gets accepted to be published and you see like the cards and the box and all of that sort of stuff?
So the excitement starts a little bit beforehand, even. When you go to someone and that someone says, okay, I'll spend my money on your idea.
Right.
I think that is something that's going to be good. And when you hear it from someone that is used to making money on the board games, that means someone is believing in what you're doing.
Right.
And that's, first of all, that's where the excitement starts, when someone says yes for the first time. And then when you see for the first time the actual product, I mean, it's not an actual product yet, and I'm excited as if it is.
Right.
Because there's the art is not ready yet, and I haven't seen the box that wasn't like glued on, but it's still so exciting to the point where it pushes you to do more.
Right.
So even if you don't have time, you don't care. You think about it when you don't have time, even when you're doing one thing and you're thinking about it. So you have to carry around the notebook. Like, okay, this is a good idea. Yeah, what did you say? Like scribbling as if you're scribbling something that someone else is saying. And it's another experience. I mean, playing a board game and loving a board game is crazy. And coming to Essen and meeting some of your, like, I don't know, idols?
Heroes,
yeah.
Well, Vlada Chavatal is
That's
just there.
Yeah, he's right in front of us, like the whole conference. We saw him yesterday when everything was built. When we built everything up, we just stopped building in the middle, just with like a table like half done. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Vlada.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, what's going on with the expansion for TTA? No, I'm not going to tell you. Maybe you interview him and he'll tell you. But we're excited about it. All of us, the ones that design and the ones that are not. It's so great in board games that the community is so small. You can just go to your rock star,
Right.
and say, "Hello, I'm this and that. I really love your games." And he goes like, and he's excited about the fact that you love their games.
And so we're asking everyone this. Sort of, games are becoming more and more professional.
Yep.
It's becoming more and more of a business as opposed to a hobby. Do you think this is a universally good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think there are ups and downs to this?
First of all, I think it's good because that means if experienced businessmen will go into this kind of area, more money will flow in.
Right.
Which means more jobs, more games, maybe more well-developed games because most of the money is in the development and production.
Cool.
So you can see games that sometimes are a little bit lackluster because of not so great production or broken because of not so great development. And I think that when money flows in, even smaller companies, maybe they have under a larger umbrella or something like that, they can flow more money into paying someone else to play the game a little more, develop it a little more. And I know that now there are people that are freelancing development, which is wonderful. So maybe more companies will have money to do that.
Well, I think it's a particular skill development, right?
Oh yeah.
It's about refining as opposed to creating, right?
Yeah. So I'm a lot more into creating, but I think that when you're developing, you need more than one person in the room at any given time.
Right.
Because you cannot just talk to yourself and say, okay, I need to do that, I need to do this, because other than a little bits of math that you can do, you gotta bounce things off somewhere. At least me, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think, first of all, it's better if the business will expand and more people will be reached. So we'll have more people playing. And you can see in Essen that this monster is getting bigger every year. I didn't think that last year 900 games published in Essen could be topped. But
now it's 1,200.
Now it's 1,200, which is ridiculous. I mean, I thought, okay, now maybe it will go up a little bit, but it's like 30% more, which is crazy. And I think that's partly because it's getting more professional. So that's the good side. On the other hand, the thing that I don't like is that a little bit the destruction of creativity, because you can see big companies just milking their main thing. So you can see Catan booth every year, although Catan is, I don't know, 20 years old. I don't remember the exact.
Still good though, in my opinion.
It's still good. But I can't believe that they're still bringing out different things about Catan. I mean, I play it from time to time. So you will see more milking instead of new things, exciting things. So maybe it will be more professional, but I'm afraid that it might be less exciting.
Well, this is the hope. I mean, I guess Asmodee is the example in which they're this big company, but they have under their umbrella design studios.
Yep.
And at the moment, they still seem to be coming out with innovative, exciting things.
Yeah, because they don't squeeze the hands.
Right.
They let them, because they take people that are good. They know that they know what they're doing. And they just let them run free under their umbrella. So just print us some money.
And that's the thing, board games seems to be about the love of the game as opposed to the optimization of the profit. And I guess when that becomes a consideration, and that's my concern with professionalism, is with professionalism comes financial concerns as opposed to artistic concerns.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure the excitement will stay around for a long time, but I don't want to see I don't want to be part of the turning point where you get games that are not exciting because you saw them already. So you still need these new games. You need expansions, but expand. Really do something that is adding to my experience.
Right.
Don't give me a little bit more of the same, and just don't give me another thing to be excited about, because the expansions also cost like 20 euros for expansion at least. So I want to have this 20 euros give me something that will change the way I play the game. Don't give me another squeeze of the wet. I don't know how to call it. Sorry.
Lady.
The wet lady. Yes, don't squeeze the wet lady.
The classic English phrase, don't squeeze the wet lady.
The best thing since wet lady.
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, everything basically is wet lady. Best thing since sliced wet lady.
Wet lady, yeah.
Stitching wet lady saves
nice.
wet lady.
Don't judge a book by its wet lady.
By its wet lady, exactly.
Of course.
Exactly. Anyway, so Pini, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ben.
And if we want to get a hold of your game at some point in 2017, when shall that be?
It's in Q2. We are not still sure about the exact month it's going to come out. I'm pretty sure that we're going to have a Kickstarter for it.
Yeah.
You can check GoldenEye Games on Twitter, Facebook, and also goldeneygames.com.
Right.
And if you want to see me, maybe, I don't know, then my name is just my Twitter account.
I mean, I'm sitting opposite him and he's gorgeous. So,
oh yeah,
I mean, all the ladies and all
the wet ladies.
All the wet ladies.
Yeah, I mean, when they come in, they're dry. They become wet when they arrive.
That's terrible.
For sure.
That's terrible, Pini.
That's not so terrible.
You see, unfortunately, Pini listens to our podcast, this might be representative of the people who listen to our podcast.
So I also have a blog, if I may. Yeah. It's called Board Games Hate Pini. Yeah, because I'm very critical. So they, of course, hate me back.
Of course they do.
Oh yeah, they do. So you can get in touch with me wherever. Follow GoldenEye Games to see when it comes out. And I hope you enjoy it if you do play it.
I can't wait. Cheers, Pini.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
The most heavy metal game at Essen was clearly Perdition's Mouth from Dragon Dawn Productions, and here I am talking to Thomas Klausner, one of the designers.
So, very exciting. Hall 2, Day 0. We're sat at the Perdition's Mouth booth, and I'm here with Thomas Klausner.
That's right.
So, firstly, one question I have, why the name change? Because it wasn't originally Perdition's Mouth, right?
It's the third name we have. The first one was Vidal Cis, which is the world it's playing in. The second one was Abyss, but then there was some other company that made a name, and they didn't ask us. We were first, but we were smaller, so we changed. And this time it's Perdition's Mouth, Abyssal Rift.
It's a great title, though.
Yeah, very long. You can have fun speaking it.
Exactly. So tell me, how did you come up with the games? It's you and Kevin Wilson and someone whose name I can't pronounce.
Timo Multameki.
There you go, 3 designers. So what was the design process of the game?
So the basic game idea came from Timo Multameki, and most of the ideas. And then Kevin got involved for some parts, for giving feedback, and he invented some of the parts that changed the game again, of course. And I helped all the way. From Timo has lots of funny ideas, but sometimes he needs a reality check, and that's mine. Yeah.
And so how long was the game in development?
4 years, going on 5, but it's now finished.
It's now finished and now ready for sale at Essen?
Yes, the Kickstarter was last year, and we have the production copies here, and you can buy them at Essen.
So, what do you expect to happen with the game at Essen?
Well, everybody will like it, and they will buy it. That's my expectation.
And so, is this I assume this is your first Essen as a publisher, right?
No, I was here the last 2 years, and also at the same booth, and it was for a different game. We had a Kickstarter the year before Perdition's Mouth that was for Black Hat, which is more of a family kind of game, trick-taking and with a board, so I can show you later. And all the time we've been showing pre-production copies of this one and getting people to sign on for Kickstarter and getting this thing made.
Cool. So give us an overview of Perdition's Mouth.
So it's a cooperative dungeon crawler. So all the players play against the game. You don't need a dungeon master. You don't need any dice, which is a big difference from, I think, all the other dungeon crawlers. The random element comes from the deck of cards, and the cards go from -1 to 5 or something. So you know when all the 5s have gone, you're out of 5s. And the campaign is we want to hinder a cult from summoning a demon. So the cult is living in a dungeon, and we want to go down to the lowest level and stop them summoning, or if it's a slow, kill the demon. What could be easier?
Absolutely. What really enthralled me, I watched a couple of videos about this, is you have what is a real sort of Euro mechanic in the rondelle that is given over to what is usually thought of as an Ameritrash theme. Who came up with the rondelle idea?
That was Timo's. Yeah. The rondelle works that way that all the heroes have some action points which you can use on the rondelle to choose the action, and the remaining action points can be used to do the action. So if you move, it's the points to move on the board. If you fight, it's for better attacking or defending, stuff like that.
Yeah, I really love because there are two rondelles, one for the players and one for the AI. And I really like that sort of, you have this feeling of inevitability, because you kind of know as the players what's going to happen next, and there's nothing you can do about it, right?
The monsters have a simple movement. We draw a random card for them as well, and then everything the stone goes over happens for all of the monsters. So if you're standing before a move action, you have a 90% chance that the monsters will move next turn, or even higher, I don't know. But then attack also happens. But for the next one, you're not sure if it happens this time or next time, but it will happen.
And so, how difficult would you say the game is?
It's quite tricky to play well, so you have to get into it. There's an introductory level which is mostly for teaching you how to move and how to attack and survival level. But it's also, and you can also get an idea in how different ways to play a level can turn out. So you could just run through it, or you could fight every monster. That's usually not a good strategy, but if it works, you have lots of time to heal up and go to the next level. So that's the strategies that you can later try on harder levels, and perhaps only one of them will work there. Or if you're lucky, you can do the same thing all the time.
So I know the game's just come out, and you're just dealing with the production of the game as it is, but what do you see as the future for Perdition's Mouth?
We are already planning expansions for the game in the same world but different setting, so different kind of monster types, and also more actual possibility to influence the story, because this one is very scripted. You go down and kill the demon, that's it. If you have the Kickstarter bundle, you have more scenarios, you can do different stuff, but for the next expansion it will be actual changes in the story depending on what you do.
And so when will that be on, I assume, Kickstarter, right?
Yes, most probably. It will take at least a year, perhaps a bit more.
So it's in development at the moment?
It's in development, yes.
Well, brilliant. Thanks very much for talking to us. And if people want to know how to get hold of Perdition's Mouth and things like that, where should they go?
Go to our website. That's www.perditionsmouth.com.
Fabulous. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And finally, the fabulous Spanish company Two Tomatoes, they talk about their games too.
Day 0. Essen. Nothing's built. I'm still surprised that no one's built their stall yet. It's amazing. And I'm here with the head honchos from Dos Tomatoes Games. I don't speak Spanish. And you are?
Álvaro.
And?
Jordi.
Okay, so first thing I want to ask you, you've got a game out here called Lord of the Pigs. Can you give us a brief rundown of the game?
Yes, Lord of the Pigs is it's a filler game, and it's about a fictional country of south of Europe. So pigs stands for Portugal, Italy, Greece, and Spain. So the players are the 4 bigwigs of the country, and they just basically wheel and deal to suit the economy to their own needs. So that's about it. Everyone has a role, and you can win in 2 ways. You can win by getting maximum points, or you can also win if you destroy the economy and you are the one who has less points, because people will think that you were the less responsible for doing that. So that's about it.
So tell me about the company. Firstly, sort of how long you've been going, and secondly, why you're called Two Tomatoes.
We've been going since we launched Lord of the Pigs in Kickstarter in December 2014, and so we had a pretty nice success. And so we decided to move forward and continue creating our own games and looking around for new possibilities, new games, interesting games like Peak Oil that we're gonna talk about later. And why Two Tomatoes? We're a couple. We are two of us. We wanted to have a fresh name. We like veggies. We found it funny to be called this way. So that's the whole story, I think.
And who doesn't like tomatoes?
I don't know.
You don't like tomatoes, Gil? There are always there are two types of strange people in the world. Those who don't like tomatoes and those who don't like coriander. It's the weirdest thing in the world.
I like coriander and I like tomatoes.
Yeah, the two
Weird then.
two best things in the world. So let's go on to Peak Oil. Now this seems a game that's very interesting thematically. Tell us about the game, how you got the game, and sort of what's happening with it going forward.
So Peak Oil is a game by Heiko Gunther and Tobias Gorhard. So there are a couple of German designers. We met them last year here in Essen, and we've been developing the game since. So we've had some very good input from Gil. Also, that's why we're setting the stand too. And the game is about each player is the CEO of an oil company, but each player has a little problem, is that the oil is running out in the whole world. So each player has to use the last barrels of oil remaining on Earth to buy the new the companies that are developing the new technologies that will substitute oil. So it's a bit, you have to drill, you have to ship barrels, then you have to use those barrels to buy companies, but also to, let's say, modify a little bit what the general public think about those technologies. You want the technologies that you already own, you want them to have value, so that people think that they are very valuable. So that's a bit a mix of...
It's an interesting theme because you're talking about sort of environmental concerns. Was this one of the things that attracted you to the game?
Sure. When we first met Heiko and Tobias, we actually contacted them for another game, but they showed us some other prototypes they had, and we fall in love with Peak Oil because of the theme, because of the mechanics. I like personally push your luck mechanics, and it melds very well with the kind of games we want to publish. So games that have like a political background, an environmental background. So not only having fun playing a game, but also learning something and hopefully making people think about what's happening in the world and how to tackle these problems. So, yeah.
Excellent. So just one more question. It seems that every year board gaming is getting more and more professional. It seems that previously it was the people who made the games and the people who played the games were both sort of hobbyists, and it's getting more and more professional each year. Do you think this is a solely good thing, a solely bad thing, or does it lay somewhere in the middle?
I think it definitely lays somewhere in the middle, because I think that it's very good that people like us, that we're relatively new to the industry, we can make our way in it through the crowdfunding platforms, also distribution and production. It's easier than it was before, I think, but also it has probably a downside, a lot of things being produced somewhere else, there's a lot of shipping involved, a lot of material being used. So I think for me, definitely somewhere in the middle.
So, just one last thing. How do people get hold of your games? How do they contact you? All of your details.
Well, we have a website. We try to be active at Board Game Geek.
The website is?
twotomatosgames.com, and 2 with a number. So we try to post as much as possible about our future games, about the development of the games we plan to publish, We try to be very active also in social networks like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I think all of them are very valuable and useful ways to get in contact with people, to get their feedback about what we're doing, about the designs, about the art, about everything. And this is, bottom line, is very enriching for the games and for ourselves, because it's really nice knowing that people are following you, people have comments on what you do, they want to play your game, so it's yeah, it's great.
Fantastic. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much, and I'll leave you to finish setup.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's it. Essen dead for another year, gone, burnt up into the fires of time. But like a phoenix, it will rise. Good night.